Welcome on back to another episode of the Goonery. We are joined by host of the Can't Be Trusted podcast, Solo. Thank you for coming on.
Man, pleasure. Glad I got this opportunity. Glad to chop it up with you guys today.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Solo, listening to a few of your episodes of your show, something that stuck out to me in the intro of all your shows was all of your nicknames that you have. If you would want to just run, if you just want to run through all of those for us before we get into things here.
Oh man, I got Solo. It's short for Solomon. That's my name. Solo Don, Solo Dolo, King Solo. Now I got new ones. The bald head guru because I'm bald. I got a hat on right now. I need to shave, but you know what I'm saying. Just I just want to have fun with it. That's it. You know what I'm saying. I came up with it on the fly on the show, and I was like, this is kind of catchy. And the reason I did it was because a lot of my guests they get nervous when they come on the show. So it was like, if I say this, a lot of times they end up smiling and laughing. It kind of breaks the tension, and they're able to talk more and open up more. So just something I do on the regular and just having fun with it. Just trying to be positive and having fun with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm always curious because you have a lot of freelance artists, or you have all types of people that come on your podcast and stuff like that. So walk me through the process of getting those people to come on your podcast and them being open to being on such a platform where some people are not truly familiar with.
Man, when it first started off, it was really just people I knew. I went to college in LA, so it's a lot of different creatives. And so a lot of people I went to school with and friends I knew, they would just like, hey, you want to come on the show? I see you doing good things. And then it just started off with there about maybe a few episodes in, I started, getting a lot of good support. And after that, it was like random people just hitting me up using social media. And I would always look for like artists and different creatives. And sometimes I tag them, like example, I used to do like Music Monday. So I go on SoundCloud or just find random artists on Instagram, and I would just listen to their music, and I'd maybe play a clip and tag them, be like, oh, I like it. Got to get you on the pod. And that's kind of how it started, with just me just reaching out to random people, and then people emailing me and reaching out. And now it's like I have a crazy network. So it just started with just using your friends and, staying using the home team, and then after that just branching out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you're originally from Oakland. Now you're out in Vegas.
Yeah.
When you started your show, did you tend to?
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's all good.
So out in Oakland, you mentioned the home team. Have you kind of been utilizing your contacts now in Vegas to keep that ball rolling?
Yeah, well, I just moved out here for another opportunity, but I'm not too far from the Bay Area. I'm about an hour away from the Bay, and I'm about 3 hours away driving from LA, where I first started the podcast. So a lot of people are already saying, oh, I'll come out there and visit you and come get on the show. And Vegas is a different scene. But I'm already tapping in, going heavy on social media, just asking questions and tapping in with the locals and a few people I know here. So I know once I get the ball back rolling again with recording episodes, it won't be that hard. And I'll probably end up going back to California here and there just to record material. And I'm working on some new projects that I'm excited to, announce later on in the year with to the people. So, it won't be that hard. It won't be that hard.
Nice. So something that I was also kind of wondering, with you focusing on up and coming talent just throughout the arts industry, is representation or management something that's something you would be interested in, something that kind of was the inspiration for this podcast, or you just generally like talking to up and coming artists?
Representation in what way would you say?
Just like almost like individualized agent almost type of thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. I do just love talking to just the upcoming creatives, but with the whole brand Can Be Trusted CBT, is kind of gonna be like I guess you could say like, yeah, you could say like a talent pool where I just want to, connect a lot of creative people, because people are always asking me, do you know people who do this, that? And I'm always connecting people. So once I really get the foundation growing, I know it's going to be a place where you can just kind of go to the website, and I want to have it where like people can, oh, I need a photographer, I need somebody who makes beats, or I need somebody who paints, or I need somebody who does this, and could educate me on this crypto or whatever. Like that's the kind of platform I want, where you can just come and kind of just find all your needs from people doing great things.
I have to ask you because you have one of the most unique podcast names that I have seen. As a podcast listener, what we do the origins of Can't Be Trusted.
So when I was starting my podcast, I didn't have a name, and I was trying to come up with names and maybe different acronyms with my name, and I was like, this doesn't work. I need something catchy. I need something where people are gonna remember this. Like, so if you know me, like around my friends and close people, I'm very sarcastic. So I used to joke around with my friend, my boy Terry, and he always used to hold me accountable. Like, hey, I told him I was gonna start a podcast, and every month or every week he'd text me like, "Does Solo have a podcast now?" And I'm like, "No, not yet. It's coming." So, and I used to be very sarcastic, and he'd be like, "Man, you can't be trusted, man. You can't be trusted." And I thought to myself, that was the name, and I stuck with it, and the rest is history. So yeah.
I like that. So, you know, being a solo podcaster seems like a very just a heavy job to do. And it's
Yeah.
something that you really have to really nail down every single detail.
Yeah.
So tell me, what was the biggest obstacle for you being a solo podcaster?
Biggest obstacle was man, I would say the marketing and just taking time to edit everything. I don't have, I do everything on my own. So it was pretty much just step by step coming up with the logo, creating the social media, posting, making sure, to post the right things, tapping in with the right people. Um, yeah, I do everything, man. I'm starting to branch out and get.
Did we lose him?
All right, yeah, it's not on my end.
I would say definitely the social media was the hard part, just trying to find, the best times to post, and also the editing, because editing is so tedious and you're just sitting there trying to chop things up and smooth everything out. So anybody trying to do podcasting thing, man, just take time, just be patient with yourself, and eventually build a team so it can make everything easier.
So with you focusing on up and coming artists, like what's your number one thing you kind of look for? Is it just something that you have to vibe with them, or like just looking at their work, you just have to vibe with it out of the gate initially, or are you just kind of looking to talk to anyone from different perspectives, different backgrounds, just to try and let them get their stuff out there almost?
Yeah, I'm definitely looking for I tap in with the underground community. I tap in to see if they're, different in any type of way. There's a lot of musicians, there's a lot of different types of artists, but a lot of people are doing the same thing. But I really look for people who are standing out and are not super famous, because I've interviewed other people who are, famous, verified folks, and I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for like the next the next big thing, or people who aren't looking to be big but are still making an impact in their community. So I studied their music, I studied their profile, their work, like very carefully and detailedly, to see, okay, this will be a good person. And I see if, okay, I like what they do, we can really vibe together, we can have a conversation, and you can open up to me, and somebody who likes to talk, because I like to talk, but I really want to hear you. I want to be intrigued about your story. So it's a process, but I've chosen a lot of a really good guests, so I think I'm pretty good at that.
From one black man to another, I want to get your take on how much you think the importance of good and impactful artistry is important for our community.
Very important, very important, man. Just the impact that we have, we've literally we're pioneers in almost anything from music, acting, tech. I feel like we're pioneers. So me as a black man coming from Oakland, seeing the impact that my peers have had and the people before me, I feel like it's my job and it's my mission to continue to serve people of color and especially black people all around the world. So when I see somebody doing good and they're black, I know that okay, like I have to get you on. I have to like even if you never make it out or you don't get big, I feel like that impact is just as big as even bigger than making a worldwide impact, just something in your community. So as a black man, I take it seriously, man. I'm definitely just looking, I want to put on for the people and I just want to make the culture proud. That's it. At the end of the day, I just want to make the culture proud.
Love that. Yeah. You go ahead, Ben.
Yeah. So you kind of touched on it with the title of your podcast with that it was You Can't Be Trusted. So this is so what's something when you're making a podcast that you don't think can be trusted?
When first starting a podcast?
Yeah.
That can't be trusted. I would say being original. Not being original can't be trusted. I mean, it's good to take little bits and pieces here, but just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody and just have fun with it. I would just say be yourself, have fun with it, because everybody has a story and just copying. That's what a lot of artists tell me is just copying sucks. And, seeing people just get ripped off without any credit. I say just be original, be yourself, have fun with it, and concentrate on your sound quality too, because horrible sound quality cannot be trusted. Like, make sure you invest in good mics, good equipment, no background noise. I would say definitely those two things: be original and have good sound equipment, great microphones, good editing software. Take your time with it.
So I would just outside the podcasting aspect, what kind of music are you tapped into at the moment?
Ooh, man, I'm a music head. I listen to everything. Honestly, I grew up. My parents are a little older, so I grew up on a lot of just R&B, jazz, classical music. I don't listen to classical too much, but R&B is probably my favorite genre right now. Definitely hip hop. I even listen to a lot of African music. Just getting tapped in with that culture. So a lot of Amapiano music. That's like South African house music. I listen to that a lot. And probably jazz music too that helps me just wind down. I listen to that in the morning or at night. So just everything, man. I just love music really. And
Can you give me your favorite artist?
you said my favorite artist?
Yes.
Okay, favorite artist. I would probably go right now. I'll probably go Masego, R&B artist from Maryland. Big. I listened to his album, his last album, literally through almost every day. I would say Lucky Day, R&B artist from New Orleans. Alex Isley, listen to her a lot. One of the South African artists that does Amapiano, Mas Music, really good artist. And then I have a lot of friends that do music. Simba from the Bay, you know what I'm saying, just blown up. I listen to him a lot. My boy Bryce Savoy, I listen to him a lot. Dante Jackson from Ohio. It's a lot, man. I listen to so much. If I give you my iTunes playlist, you'd be like, wow, like, or my Spotify playlist, you'd be like, wow, like, yeah.
You may have to tap me in with that.
You said what?
You may have to tap me in with that.
Got you. Any type of music like hip hop, R&B, I got you. Like, I got you.
Cool.
So the biggest story in R&B the past year has been Silk Sonic with Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. Were you a fan? Were you a fan of the album? Because I enjoyed it a lot, but I would love to hear your thoughts because you're definitely more in touch with the R&B genre than I am.
You know what? I didn't even listen to that because the thing is, I'm a big Anderson .Paak fan, but I'm not so much of a Bruno Mars fan. So I listened to the singles and I was like, okay, they're good. I kind of like the old school feel to it. I rock with that. but I didn't get a chance to. But now that you mentioned it, I'm gonna, as soon as this interview's over, I'm gonna run it through and give it a listen. But I'm a big Anderson .Paak fan since like the Ventura projects and
Mhm.
everything like that. Oxnard, like very talented dude. Not too big of a fan of Bruno Mars, but he has hits. But I'm pretty sure it's a solid album. Like they're two of the best, so you're gonna get the best quality. So
Yeah, I'm a big Anderson .Paak fan myself. I think his Tiny Desk performance is by far and away my favorite. Not sure if you're into him with the Tiny Desk concerts at all, but I think that
yeah, I
Tiny
love
Desk
Tiny.
concert, I just
Tiny
think that
Desk.
that performance just went and showed, I think, how special of a musician he is. The fact that he was able to sing that entire performance while playing the drums. I mean, I just think people don't understand how difficult that is.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah, very talented. Yeah, yeah. I agree. I agree. I agree.
So I wanted to ask you because I asked a lot of, of my friends that grew up in black households, and if we all have the same childhood, you have your mother, your grandmother blasting a little something on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
So who's your favorite artist that you feel like you inherited from your parents and your grandparents?
Ooh, favorite artist? Man, I'm gonna probably have to go. I'm probably have to go Earth, Wind, and Fire, man. I'm gonna have
Love
to go
it.
Earth, Wind, and Fire, man. I love them, man. I honestly, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. I probably have to go them or the Isley Brothers. Those are probably my two favorite.
That's
And when they
mine.
did the verses, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Because I grew up on a lot of those songs, and I have a thing in my head that I do where I don't listen to hip hop or any like real just hardcore music before 12. So all I listen to is jazz music or R&B music in the morning because I want to get into just a calm mindset and everything like that. I'm not gonna listen to just to rock 'em, sock 'em, shoot you in the face like we gonna go crazy. I can listen to that, but I'm chilling. I'm cool. I'm playing some Isley Brothers, some Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? And that's stuff that just grew up in my house that my dad and my mom were playing. So and it's classic. You know what I'm saying? It's culture. It's something I'm gonna pass down to my kids and the next generation. So yeah, definitely those two.
You have inspired me to make a morning playlist to see how my day goes before 12 p.m. So I'm gonna check in with that.
But definitely, definitely, definitely. Let me know how that goes because it
I'm,
works. It definitely helps.
I got you.
So do you have a set artist you tend to go to in the mornings before 12, or do you just kind of mix it up day by day? I know you mentioned the two, but do you have a preferred album before 12?
Um, Not really. I have a whole playlist. I have a feel good playlist. It's called literally the feel good playlist, and it's just all old school from the 60s, 70s, 80s. I got, what I'm saying? I got Temptations in there. I got, my Earth, Wind, and Fire, my Isley Brothers. And that's usually what I'm playing. Like I run through it and, I go through my routine in the morning, breakfast and everything before I hit the gym. And yeah, that's what I'm listening to. And it gets me pumped up and it gets me ready to go. So that's pretty much what I do. Sometimes jazz music, just to keep it a little bit more chill if I'm not in a rush for anything. But yeah, usually just the oldies song playlist.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
So I had another question about emerging artists. So TikTok, since it's kind of rose to the level that it has
Yeah.
just blown up a lot of independent artists in a really organic way. I think that's really cool because it's allowing people to tap in with people in the same community. I feel like there's a lot less hate on TikTok than most other social media platforms. Is TikTok, do you think that's a sustainable way for artists to continue growing their own platforms moving forward? And do you think it's a solid option for people to continue to try and grow on it, really?
Definitely, definitely. I just created a TikTok page like a week or two ago. So
Okay.
I'm still trying to maneuver that. And I got a lot of ideas I want to do on TikTok. So I'm excited about that. And I know it's gonna be fun. It's definitely a great way to market your music with different challenges and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I think it's a new wave. I've been hearing you can monetize it. I don't know how that works, but I know it's gonna be fun. I know it's gonna be pretty exciting. So I'm excited. Like, yeah, I think every artist creative should have a TikTok.
I agree with that. And So I have a lot of music discussions with my friends. I feel like I'm a very old soul. I get that vibe from you as well. So explain to me how you feel about the culture clashes with old school and new school rappers. Like, how do you think that fuels the music that we see today?
Old school, new school rappers. I think everybody just got to get along. Really, like I know there's the oldies, the old school rappers. They hate on the new generation, and rightfully so, because a lot of them just do a lot of dumb stuff, and you know what I'm saying. But I think if they would really just kind of get along and kind of show the ropes and learn how to just adjust with the times, I think hip hop could be it's already one of the best genres in the world right now, but I honestly feel like it can even go even farther. But now with the new street rappers really rising, and a lot of rappers are getting killed, unfortunately, I think that's kind of losing people's interest, and people don't really going to get involved, and they may not get invested as much. So I understand where the old heads are coming from, but I'm like, you guys are the ones that paved the way. Y'all were the drug dealers. We're the users now. So in that sense, it's like I think each generation just has to look, reflect, and just learn how to accept it and try to make it better each and every day. So it's gonna take time. It'll take time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I just had a question more leaning towards moving out towards Vegas. Was this for a job related to content or just unrelated to content?
It was unrelated. It was a different opportunity. Not really in my field, sort of in the tech industry.
Okay.
So, but I knew I kind of when I moved back to the Bay Area, I moved back a couple years ago. I knew I wasn't going to be there for long, but I knew for the time being, I wanted to just interview as many people as possible in the Bay Area, just so I could help put on my community. Just I was in LA for a while, and I had interviewed a lot of people in Southern California, so I was like, let me go home for a while, reflect, connect with the Bay, and it was a great experience. I ended up meeting a lot of new people and really increasing my network. So, but I knew I wasn't going to be there for long. So when I moved to Vegas, I was like, okay, this is a different opportunity just to kind of chill out because California is getting kind of wild with the COVID rates and everything. So I was like, let me just chill out for a while, come out here, got a new opportunity. You never know who you're going to meet.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm always down for a new opportunity. I know if it's going to better my future. So yeah, I took it.
No, awesome. So I know that walking away from this conversation, I'm gonna be a little inspired to improve my network a little bit because you just keep talking about network, 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 and I think it's awesome how you've been talking about expanding it.
Yeah.
For people listening, what's your number one piece of advice for expanding your network for like-minded individuals?
I would say get on social media and get outside. Like go to networking events, go to concerts, go to pop-up shops and just talk to people. Hand out business cards, introduce yourself, be friendly, be politeful, be respectful, and just show personality and just be willing to connect and stand on what you're gonna do. If you say I'm gonna reach out with you, that person, reach out to them like within a timely manner or whatever, and just be respectful and just never be afraid to just talk to anybody because you never know that person could change your life. And it's definitely happened to me. So yeah, it goes a long way. A long way.
All right, Brandon, if you don't have anything else, I think that's going to wrap up today's show. Solo, if you want to plug any of your stuff, please feel free. We really appreciate having you on.
Oh, no problem, man. I would say, yeah. Thanks for having me. You can find the podcast on all streaming platforms. Can Be Trusted Podcast. Rate, subscribe, review. I'm on Instagram. Can Be Trusted Podcast. Twitter, CBT Podcast. Coming to TikTok soon. Still working on trying to create the first TikTok, but I'm coming. Got some YouTube material coming. Got some big things coming. So just be on the lookout. Subscribe. Tell your auntie I'm coming. I'm coming. It's gonna be fun.
I just want to tell you, I love to see a black man that cares about the community and those that are upcoming from the community and
Yes.
just try to make a way. So I really enjoyed this interview. I greatly appreciate what you're doing because what you're doing is what a lot more people should be doing. So all blessings to you, my man. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Best of luck to you guys too. If you ever need anything or any more other guests, or I come on, kick this, shoot it again, let me know. Like I got you. I got you.
Absolutely.